Hey, what's going on, guys? Alright, so I thought I'd show you the Kappa 35 on the back. I did mount the Honda rack on the back. This here, I negotiated in my other video there with the price of the bike. I'll do a review of the case once I use it a little bit. I like how it detaches easily, but I got the bike running, so I just wanted to show you what it looks like from a distance. Also, today is a very special day. I have to get gas for the first time. I don't know if you can see it. We have a problem here, though. I think, no? Oh, no, okay, it's my sunglasses. Looked like there was a dark spot on the instrument panel. I thought maybe the sun did something to it, but nope. I am blinking black and red. For the fuel, so I'm going to stop and get my first tank of fuel. I'm at 143 miles at the moment. So let me get to a gas station and I'll be back. Absolutely. All right. Now I don't know how good you guys can hear me. I'm surprised there's not a little chain for the gas cap. Interesting. I do not think I want to go through the car wash. All right, here we go. Well, I had more than I thought I did. I was only able to put 2.8 in, and I am right to where that second lip in there is. Let's get a receipt so we can enter this on Fuelie. $10.88.
Check out our brochure for more details. Thanks for shopping Hampton Hess.
And we have a full tank of gas. Now we're gonna come over here and reset the tripometer. I would have liked to have gotten gas at a nicer gas station for its first fill-up. that wasn't possible. Alright, so we have got to see the new back case, which, like I said, I'll show a little more detail later in another video. Putting on the rack myself, I didn't want to make an appointment and drop the bike off and have to wait, a day for them to do it. So I put the rack on myself. It was pretty easy. Now the rack on I believe the 13 and 14 models do not require any cutting of any of the bodywork. If you get a 2012 NC700x, you will have to cut out notches in the back piece of the fairing there, the back plastic or whatever you want to call it. Didn't look too difficult, but I just didn't see why they designed it that way. I'm glad they corrected it. It was very easy to put on, a few bolts, got to take the seat off and things like that. I did not cam up for it, unfortunately. I apologize. The one thing that did surprise me was the rear carrier is a composite of some sort. It's a plastic. The whole thing, it looks like aluminum. I thought it was a nice, powder-coated metal aluminum rack. It is not. When I drilled through it to put the brackets in for the Kappa 35 case, the mounting plate there, I realized it was some sort of composite material. Kind of explains why I think it's got a 20-pound limit. I don't know what the hell's going on here. Oh, somebody need to get over. So after 100 miles on the clock here, I decided to ride her a little bit harder. Did well. It's kind of hard to get used to the shifting points, especially approaching corners. You start to, really lean into it, and you realize, you're already at the top end of the scale sometimes. And one thing I don't like doing is shifting in a turn. Other than that, handle's great. I lowered the front windscreen. I did notice, on the highway at 70, 75, I'm really being beat the shit out of. I'm not a small dude. I've said in other videos, my chest going through the air at 75 miles an hour isn't not exactly aerodynamic. But it just seemed like the bike was pushing more air at me. The only option was to lower the windscreen to one notch. I feel it made a difference. I think it's more like a windscreen, a bike without a windscreen. So I haven't decided yet if I'm going to purchase a touring screen or not. I don't like looking through windscreens. My last bike had one that was electric. It was kind of cool. You could really quiet it right down. You could ride in the pouring rain on that bike and you barely get wet. But I kind of like the way this one looks. So we're at Southern Connecticut University. So it looks like I only got about 145 miles to my first tank of gas. I don't know how much they really filled it at the dealership, so I can't really use that as a starting point. They might have only put 3 gallons in instead of 3.8 or whatever. It did show full. on the gauge, but it takes probably 20-25 miles before you even lose the first notch on the fuel, so I don't want to use that as a judge. So we'll see what this tank gets us. I do register at Fuely. I don't know if you guys know what Fuely is. It's a pretty cool site. You go in, you register, it's free. You put your vehicles in, and every time you fill up, you put your mileage and your gas, and it keeps a nice tally for you. It tells you, your average price, where you can put where you got it. And then you can look back and say, hey, I'm averaging 65 miles to the gallon. If you really want to get crazy, you can separate it between highway and city. I chose not to do that. Too much record keeping for me. I really care about my average. I'm sure I do a lot more town city driving than I do highway. Yeah, this is still part of Southern here. Some of the dorms in the theater. Now, back in the day when I lived around here, I was much younger, and this building on the corner here that's now a locksmith key shop, that was a place called Skitter's. And back in the day, you used to pay like $6 to get in on a Friday night or Saturday night, and it was nickel beers, draft beer of course, 25-cent mixed drinks, and I think it was $2 pitchers or something like that. They had DJ dancing in it, and but it really was just the whole place was a hot mess. I mean, it was just sticky floors, and pool tables are just a mess, but mobbed with people every weekend. And when you're younger and out partying it up, a limited budget, it was kind of a good place to go. You meet a lot of people. And then, of course, things change, and it goes the other way, and starts getting a lot of trouble. I mean, you always had your occasional fights and things like that, but when gangbangers and people who wow, it's something you don't see every day. Where was I? About Skitters and the gangbangers. But anyway, yeah, so people start bringing guns and shit and ruin it for everybody. They closed it down. They reopened, and they called it Jackhammers, I think, something like that. I guess that's past the line anyway. One of the problems I noticed, some of these magnetic light changers don't change with the weight of the bike, so I usually pull up a little bit and then allow the cars to come in behind me. I wait about 2 minutes, and then if it doesn't change for me, I go through them cautiously, of course. Well, this next part of the ride really isn't too exciting, so I will shut the camera off and I'll turn it back on in a couple minutes. Now you guys might noticed the video cut in and out a couple times. I record a lot, even when I'm not talking, just in case something happens or, you know, there's a question. As far as, oh, that guy, something smells good. He's smoking a joint or a blunt. So I shut the video off, or I just edit out, you know, just the dead space. I'm sure it'll happen less and less as I get better and better at talking. And oh, my phone's ringing. Unfortunately, I have no way of answering it. That is going to be one of my purchases. Is going to be something to mount it on the bike, my phone, and also a Bluetooth headset. Now I had two with the other bike. I had the Blue Ant intercom / cell phone units, single speaker, you know, with the boom microphone, which was nice, you know, to be able to talk with the missus on the back of the bike without having to scream or, you know, without her having to punch me in the kidneys to slow down. This is a pretty fun road to ride. This time of day, it's a lot of cages on the road. Schools are getting out. Got to be careful. But I think I used to blast up and down this road on every bike I've owned. Okay, so back to the headset. I'm looking at, there's a couple of them out there. I'm looking at a set for like $300. It comes with two of them. And it's got like a 900 feet intercom. I can't remember the name of it. The SM10 by, starts with an S, Sakura. Sakura? I don't know. I gotta look at it again. I was looking at it, and there's the 5 and the 10, and everybody says, get the 10, it's 10 times better, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool, so that's what I'll do. So, I don't know if it'll be a purchase right away. I mean, there's other things I would like to purchase, but that's the one I'm looking at. If you have anything negative to say about it, or positive to say about it, please do so below in the comments.